Welcome! Today we're going to talk about this beautiful 2015 Infiniti Q60 retractable hardtop convertible. A very rare Infiniti indeed. 2015 was the last year you could get a convertible Infiniti. I don't know if Infiniti will ever make a convertible again. Honestly, not too many people buy convertibles. They are fantastic products. I love convertibles. I've owned a few myself. But as far as paying the bills and the money it takes to build and research and crash test and do all that stuff, I think it's just not very cost effective for most manufacturers. So unfortunately, we've seen a lot of amazing convertible products go away. And people might be wondering, why do they call this a Q60? Isn't this a G37? Well, in 2014, Infiniti actually changed the name of the G37 Coupe to Q60. So it's definitely different than the brand new Q60, which was redesigned for the 2017 model year. But yeah, from 14 to 15, the old G37 was called the Q60. I know it's a little bit confusing. This is a beautiful example, and who better to buy a pruned Infiniti from than a new Infiniti retailer like us? We work on these vehicles all the time. We're very familiar with them. And it's also good to check the functionality on these convertible tops. So those of you who are looking at a G37 or Q60 convertible, make sure you have the top checked out. Make sure you try it a few times, because I can tell you, when they break, they can be very expensive to fix, like $10,000 to fix them if they're broken, which is a lot of money for a lot of people. And we've had a few go wrong in our store, and unfortunately we had to pay $10,000. Even our cost to fix it was right around $8,000 to $10,000. So it's not cheap to fix these things, and there are very few Infiniti techs that really know how to work on these convertible tops. But when they're perfectly functioning, it's a fantastic vehicle. It's like two cars in one. And with the top up, it looks like a regular G37 coupe or Q60 coupe. With the top down, it's a beautiful drop top convertible, and I'll show you this cool top shortly. This one's very nicely equipped with features: a beautiful leather interior, Bose open air audio system. We have heated and air conditioned seats. If you want air conditioned seats on a G37 or Q60 product, the only way to get them is with a convertible. There's no other Infiniti G37 or Q60 available with air conditioned seats or climate controlled seats except a convertible. 7-speed automatic transmission, beautiful brushed aluminum trim, navigation, rear parking camera, universal garage door opener with automatic dimming mirror, power tilt telescoping steering column. And look at that, the whole gauge cluster goes up and down with the steering wheel. This is a really cool feature Infiniti had for a while on a number of their products. I just think it was just too expensive to manufacture versus the sales advantage they had. So unfortunately, this cool feature was dropped, but it's nice because the steering wheel will never obstruct the gauges. This one has 64,293 miles. This one also has a sport suspension package, sport package. So you have these nice paddle shifters, so you can take control of the forward gears. We also have aluminum pedals, which also come with the sport package. You have a little bit extra bolstering in the seats to hold you in place during performance driving. We have a wind blocker. I'll show you and tell you more about that when we put the top in the down position. Also, with the sport package, you get this upgraded performance wheel and tire package, larger brakes, and a stiffer suspension. Beautiful looks and lines on the Q60 Coupe. Absolutely beautiful automobile. You also have a little bit more aggressive front fascia with the sport package as well. It looks a little bit different than the regular versions of the Q60/G37. For an engine, we have the award-winning VQ37 engine. It makes 325 horsepower. Can't talk today. Maintenance-free timing chain, so you never need to worry about the cost of replacement of timing belts. So timing chains are zero maintenance. And are designed to last the service life of the engine about 200 to 300,000 miles. Very reliable vehicle. I've seen lots of variations of those engines of 200 and 300,000 miles over my close to 20 years I've spent with Infiniti. Fantastic engine, naturally aspirated. The Q60 is actually built on the same platform as a Nissan 370Z. You could almost call it a four-seater retractable hardtop version of the Z. You have about 90-95% of the performance of the Z, but you have a lot more comfort, a little bit more luxurious styling. So let's talk about the top. So to use the top, you have this partition right here. If you want to maximize trunk space, you put the partition in the down position, and that will maximize trunk space. When this partition is in the down position, It will not allow you to put the top down, so you won't damage anything in the trunk, or more importantly, you won't damage the top, which would probably be very expensive to fix. If you want to use a top, then you put this in the up position. It's very small, but you do have a little bit of cargo space here in the up position, not a ton. You can put maybe like a first aid kit or like a ditty bag or something like that. All right, and the top's really easy to use. Once that partition is in place, you just put your foot in the brake, you hit open, and in about 10 seconds, it will transform into a beautiful drop-top convertible. The top is functioning perfectly. You always, remind you, if you're looking at these things, always check the top a few times, open and close it 2 or 3, 4 or 5 times. Make sure there's no issues. If there are any weird signs, you definitely want to have it checked out by Infiniti, because like I said, they can be expensive to fix. All right, that didn't take long. At the push of a button, this beautiful Q60 has transformed into a beautiful drop-top convertible. And we're almost done in September, but look at this. It was raining for a few days, but this was some nice convertible weather. You put the heated seats on, the climate control on. Then we have this nice wind deflector. These are extra money. I think they're like 350, 400 bucks. It's easily removable, and then it folds nicely so you can put it in the trunk. The nice thing about these things is that when you're cruising on the highway, it really makes a big difference cutting down on wind noise. So if you want to enjoy topless driving on the highway, definitely get one of these partisans. And then you can see that the convertible top nicely stows inside the trunk. Well, there we have it, one beautiful example of a Q60 convertible. These are becoming increasingly harder and harder to find as they get older and higher mileage, and you have issues. Many examples we wouldn't want to sell at our store, and some people realize that, oh well, Infiniti might never make a convertible again, so I'm not going to trade it in, I'm not going to sell it because I really like it, and there won't be one in the future to replace it. So like I said, they're getting harder and harder to find nice examples that we can sell in their lot, but luckily we have this beautiful example. Thanks for taking the time today to watch this video. Hopefully see you soon, and have a wonderful day.